So the JD-XA is Roland's first crossover synthesizer. And this crossover concept is basically taking the highest level of DSP, which is the digital side, combined with brand new analog engine. So we have 4 analog parts. Each part has 2 oscillators. Each oscillator has pulse width modulation. There's 2 LFOs per part. There's the analog filter, a variable analog filter, and a variable digital filter. There's individual part effects, and there's also global effects. Now there's the analog part and there's the digital part. Now with the digital part, you can utilize all of that polyphony and all of those waveforms, and that can go through either the analog filter, the variable analog filter, or the variable digital filter. So you can really cross-pollinate both the analog engine and the digital engine. You can run them together, you can run them separate. It's very, very unique and extremely powerful. Now, if you want to keep everything completely analog, you can just take the analog parts and go out the analog output. So that's very, very cool. Now, there's also, if you want to connect the JD-XA to modular gear via CV, you can as well. We have 2 CV outs and gate, so there's an awful lot of possibilities there. So you can connect it with the Iris stuff or other modular gear. So in this first piece that you heard, let me just go through some of the individual sounds and we'll talk a little bit about each one. Now, one of the things that I like is the first sound is essentially just a kick drum. But I have some delay, of course, on it. And I've assigned some of the envelope depth with the cutoff and the resonance to the second wheel over here. Now, speaking of the wheels, we have, of course, the typical Roland mod lever, pitch bend, and we also have the assignable wheel. So that's kind of nice. Now we also have a very, very smooth filter. Very, very nice. Now also, I have this monophonic sound, and I have all of the 4 analog parts combined, so they're all in unison. But I could simply just put it in polystack mode, and now I have that same sound. And now I can play chords. Pretty cool. Now I have this patch is based on fifths, and I have the analog side addressed in polystack mode, and I also have some digital parts as well. And as you hear the envelope open up, the filter, I'm sorry, I have that assigned to the EV5 foot switch, so I can play the chords and then leave my hands free from having to adjust the knobs. So just a very useful added expressive feature. Now this is a very nice sound. And I have some, it's a very strong attack. And I have the analog parts in unison, of course, but I have basically like a lot of chorus and some detuning assigned to the second wheel, so I get that really cool super soft kind of sound. And some more. Have cross modulation assigned to the second wheel, which is really nice too. And some. So an awful lot of expressiveness with the JD-XA.